One of the things that I think is so important about our humanity is that we're not okay just having a story that inspires us or a story that gains our attention or even teaches us a lesson. We want stories that we can become characters in. And so it's, again, one thing to watch a movie or read a book and really think, oh, that was great. But we go beyond that and we start to inherit stories and contribute to stories of which we are characters. And we are so involved in the stories that our activity, our behavior, our attitudes, our contributions change the outcomes of the story. We become vested in the story itself, and that's how we want it. That's how we want to live. And we can see this all over the place. So I go back to childhood and I think about the story of Santa Claus and how we want to have a story in which not only will we experience a material, a kind of tangible and real world manifestation of the story through the gifts that we get from Santa, but we become players in it where we have to be naughty or nice. We've got to watch our behavior. We've got to go ask Santa for the gift. We got to make a list. And so, right now, one of the big things in technology, marketing, entertainment is augmented reality. I think of Pokemon Go was a big thing that has come where you can look through your phone camera and see a reality that's right there. And really, that's what we do. That is so human. And I think it's so important that we accept that. But here's the problem: as a person of faith, the story about God revealed through Jesus Christ has become a narrower and narrower part of a real life story for so many people who call themselves Christians, where it's kind of like you can check a couple things off and go, well, that story will matter once I die, or that story matters for this area or that. But more dangerously, that story has become just terribly co-opted by other stories. Stories like America is the greatest nation on earth. There will never be another nation like it. It's the only nation that is free. Or stories like, if I work hard and contribute, I should be able to have whatever I want. I should achieve whatever my dreams are, that kind of American dream story. We could talk about all the different stories that claim our imaginations and demand that we become characters in those stories, that we make contributions that affect the outcomes of those stories. And I would argue, as a pastor, as someone who is dreaming about the church being renewed and being different in the next age to come, that we have to reclaim the story of God revealed in Scripture and in and through Jesus Christ. And that story must become broad enough and it must become so immersive that it becomes our reality, our augmented reality. And one of the practices that I wanted to share that has helped me do that more fully on a daily basis is a prayer exercise called the prayer of examine. It connects to this whole issue of the importance of stories, because basically what the prayer of examine is looking back at your life through the tool of imagination and memory, and looking back, just starting with a day, at the events and interactions and feelings that you have throughout the day. But then as you look back, you're able to kind of see God in places maybe that you didn't experience God in the moment. And then you're able to use that as a lens to see the rest of your reality and then take it into your future. You're able to take that perspective. You know what? God was with me when I saw my daughter this morning and said good morning and I love you. And that was a mundane moment, but it was actually amazing and holy. And then you start to see that every interaction you had with every single person was a holy opportunity. And every moment where you saw beauty in the world or had a challenge or felt sadness, that these were places that were sacred. And we carry that view that the prayer helps us gain into the rest of our day. And it helps us see that we actually are a part of this story. And it's a story that leads us to love. It's a story that leads us to be present in the moment. It's a story that brings us peace, brings us perspective, brings us purpose. And so I'm looking forward to a church that helps people, guides people into hearing and knowing the story and sharing the story in a way where they become players, they become characters, and their lives become key to the outcome of the greatest story ever told.